Ladies and gentlemen, at 2:45 a.m. on the 4th of September last year, the victim was pronounced dead. The cause of his death was multiple stab wounds. It is not disputed that the wounds were caused by the knife that is Exhibit 1 in the hands of the defendant. It shortly will be your charge to decide whether the defendant is guilty or not guilty of murder. This will require you to carefully consider the evidence. You are going to have to decide whether she deliberately inflicted the fatal wound and that wound was not inflicted in self-defense. Now, if you are sure of these matters, you're going to have to consider whether your verdict should be guilty or not guilty of murder, or guilty of manslaughter due to provocation or by reason of diminished responsibility. If you believe that she deliberately inflicted the fatal wound and was not acting in self-defense or in defense of another, but you are not sure that she intended to kill the victim or to inflict serious bodily harm, then you must consider the verdict of guilty of manslaughter. On diminished responsibility, you must consider whether she has satisfied you that she was suffering from an abnormality of the mind that was the substantial cause of her loss of control. It does not have to be the only cause. You have already decided on your foreperson, who will chair the discussions and will make sure that everybody has a fair chance to express opinions. When you come back, the spokesperson will be asked to deliver your verdict. You are excused.
Now, I will be on the other side of this door, for exhibits, bathroom breaks, etc. Now, there is a yard outside where you can smoke, get fresh air, but no more than 2 at a time, and you must be accompanied by me.
How long are we expected to take to reach a verdict?
Well, you have until 6 o'clock to agree unanimously, and if not, then a 10-2 majority will suffice, which gives you 2 hours and 20 minutes to return a verdict.
What have they got to lock us all in here for? Smaller than the bus I drive. They've been cutting back all the time. The building is falling down.
This country's a mess. We pay our taxes. We should expect more in return. Let's get some air in here. Oh, look at the state of this place. Drop it down.
Oh. Are you okay?
My ankles swell up in this heat.
Put your feet up. Drains the fluid back into your bladder.
I go often enough without that and that.
That is the best thing for you.
I was told not to drink water from the tap. It's been recycled 38 times, I think. I wonder where that water's come from.
So, do you think she meant to kill him?
Well, she is female, and there was no full moon out that night. The guy got what he deserved.
You don't let men beat you up, then?
It's a red line.
I'm thinking of quitting the local party.
The elections are soon.
I don't think I'm getting re-elected.
I have some sound advice. Try changing your policies.
You know, I thought that you might be one of us.
I probably was at one time.
This weather, man. The wettest of winters, the driest of summers.
Ooh, we're killing the planet. Get away with you. Our economy's been done in by all this green rubbish. We need to educate people, get them back into work.
There are too many people, man. It's scary. I prefer to work from home.
Yeah, but it's your sort I'm scared of. What the hell's going on? We're not allowed to say we're men anymore. We've got to be he or him or some such crap. Cancel culture. Forget it.
You've got issues, man.
You work in that big building across the road from us.
Round the corner. Should we get matters going?
All right, members, if we can seat everyone by their jury number, starting to my left.
I'll get out of
Right, there we
Guess I'm not going to be talking football with you three, then.
I know lots about football.
Oh, yeah? Like what? Give me a fact.
Footballers have great legs.
Ganging up on me already.
All righty, confirm your numbers, please.
Look, does any of this really matter?
I just want it to be ordered.
Hey, don't give her a hard time. Sit down.
2. 3.
4,
5,
6.
7.
8, 9.
10.
11.
Where's number 12?
Just dropped my pencil. All right, I'm not missing the party, guys.
Where should we start?
Can we go over the options, please? I'm not quite clear on the difference between manslaughter and murder.
Would someone like to explain?
Yes, it's quite simple, my dear. Manslaughter is when you don't mean to kill someone. Murder is when you do.
Thank you. I don't think she meant to kill him.
What does it matter if she did? He was a scumbag. The world's a better place without him, so.
Yeah, that's what I think. He was a misogynist. No offence, ladies, but I don't think there's any guy in this room who would beat up his old lady.
I agree. He was a nasty piece of work. I'd have knocked the daylights out of him.
Don't you think it's premature to come to a conclusion that the girl didn't mean to kill him?
Come on. He tried to strangle her. She was just trying to defend herself.
See, that's what I think. She was provoked, and then she snapped.
To stab him 17 times.
But when you're defending yourself, you have to use reasonable force.
Look, I'll go along with that. Yeah. All right, I had a pretty rough childhood, right? I was in fights most nights. Sometimes you don't know your own strength, and other times you just keep punching till the other geezer goes down.
With a knife?
Yeah, why not? I've been slashed at. Doesn't really matter, just a few cuts on your arms here and there.
Yes, but the girl had slash marks on her arms. She showed us them. Proof that the boy had the knife to begin with.
Maybe. Suppose, as we heard in the evidence, she was a self-harmer and made those cut marks after the killing.
Oh, come on. Nobody stated during the trial that she was a killer.
Look, can we please get some real guidance on what we are actually voting for?
Oh, the judge has set out his guidance in these notes. We have 3 choices. 1, the girl acted in self-defence and should be freed. 2, committed manslaughter by way of diminished responsibility. 3, committed murder.
My mind's made up.
Me too.
All right, let's call for a vote. Well, the normal procedure is to have a secret ballot.
Oh, come on. Let's get it out in the open. Have a show of hands, eh?
If it speeds the process up, I'm up for it. No point dragging this out like a poker game.
Are you all happy with that?
Yeah. Let's all show our cards.
Fine.
Alrighty, let's have a show of hands for self-defence. 2. Next, show of hands for manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. 9. Murder?
Me.
What?
You gotta be kidding me.
She's just a 17-year-old kid.
What is the matter with you?
I think she meant to do it.
Have you ever been in a fight where your survival depended on it?
I've had my fights.
Oh, yeah, over the toothpaste or where to send your kids to school.
Yes, you're right. But I've never killed anyone over the toothpaste.
Could we have some order? I really don't like all this shouting.
Do you want to take over being the foreperson? I'd happily give it up right now.
No, you're doing a good job, right? I'm sorry. Right.
Tell us why you 2 voted for self-defence.
Look, I work with teenagers, and their hormones, well, they're all over the place. They have no idea what they're doing half the time. After he tried to strangle her, she was so angry that she just kept lashing out without knowing what she was doing.
Well, now, surely that's the nature of diminished responsibility. She'd completely lost the plot because of her mental state.
If I can hear a little bit of why you think it's diminished responsibility, I'll go with that.
Oh, well, it wasn't that long ago that I was a teenager. The dead guy. The guy that she done in. I've met loads of guys like that before. A bit older, a bit pervy, manipulative, violent. They know how to wind girls up and hurt them mentally and physically and push them to do things that they don't want to do. And I mean, what he was doing to her when she was passed out, it's maybe nothing, but just those kind of guys that take advantage of every situation. And so I think he had it coming. In my mind, that is self-defence. Because not only did she save a friend, but herself from further harm.
Don't you think he was provoked by his girlfriend? It takes 2 to tango. Witnesses testified how the girlfriend often initiated the violence.
It does not excuse him for not keeping his hands to himself.
Look, I want to get out of here. Come on, just change his self-defence to manslaughter. Then we just got to work on the murder expert here.
But the judge said self-defence is classified as justifiable manslaughter.
I must have missed that. Okay. I'll go with a verdict of diminished responsibility.
Good man. Good man. It's nice to see someone with some common sense. You know? And if you think about it, the worst she's going to get is 5. So, does that change anything for you? Change your mind at all?
5 years is a long time for a 17-year-old.
It could be 3 years if the foreperson asks the judge for a lighter sentence. I mean, I think we can all live with that outcome.
I don't think the dead man's family would be happy with it. Look, let's go over the facts, one by one. I'd like to consider the evidence and hear why each of you concluded it was manslaughter. I think that's fair to the dead man's family.
You're not making my job easy.
No, but it's our duty to consider the evidence.
Sorry, but why are you so convinced that this is murder?
I'm not. But I have reasonable doubt. I'd like to hear why you're so sure it's not murder.
All right. I guess we owe it to the dead guy. Let's go round the table.
It's obvious the girl is unstable, and she tried to commit suicide 2 days before. So I weighed up the probability of her having a clear mind between the suicide attempt and the night of the killing. So the girlfriend calls her up. She says she wants to go out, get drunk, sleep with anyone, to get revenge on her boyfriend for having done the same thing. The girl goes along with it. But then she tries to act as an intermediary between the couple. She goes back to their flat, she gets involved in their domestic row, and it all ends tragically. But it's obvious that the girlfriend used the girl to bait her boyfriend. She didn't know what was going on. But it's all worked out very well for the girlfriend because she's engineered this whole situation, and now she's stuck this distraught, confused girl with the consequences.
Yeah. She should be in a mental hospital. I mean, she's completely nuts. Who in their right mind tries to hang themselves or drown themselves? And then besides that, I mean, her mother's been acting as a minder for the previous 2 years, hardly letting her out of her sight. I mean, that tells me a lot about this kid's state of mind.
Does any kid know what they are doing at 17? She was on drink. Sometimes drugs. I see them on A&E every weekend. Don't tell him messed up on everything under the sun. The police. The police have given up on teenagers. They expect hospital staff to patch them up and send them back to their parents. These kind of kids are all trying to kill themselves one way or another. It's just more obvious with the ones who self-harm.
I've had my say.
I've one grandkid who could be that girl we've witnessed in the dock. I mean, maybe she's lucky, hanging out with the right crowd instead of the wrong uns. The girl got herself in with that pair of no-goods to the detriment of her health. I think she's got a good heart and genuinely wanted to stop the fight between her friend and the boyfriend. She'd done it before for that 14-year-old we heard about. Her motive was to help, not to kill. I'd go for self-defense if it could be proved that the boyfriend had a knife in his hand.
I feel sorry for the kid. With her background, abortions and all. She wasn't in the right frame of mind. Doctors said so. I had a girlfriend like that once. She couldn't be helped. She was so in her own head. Nothing I could do. She was referred to a psychiatrist. Don't know whatever happened to her. Never heard from her again. Diminished responsibility is what I'm sticking with.
I think she meant to do it, as she had a crush on the girlfriend, and the girlfriend used that to make the boyfriend jealous.
That never came up in the trial.
I think that's ridiculous. You are suggesting that she killed him because she's a lesbian?
She did say she has issues with men. What have you got against lesbians?
I've got nothing against lesbians who have drug habits, booze addiction, tattoos all over their bodies. But I do have issues with lesbians who kill men to steal their women from them.
That's out of order. This man is homophobic.
Oh, I get it. You want to have that argument, do you?
You can't talk to me like that.
I just say it how it is.
How is that? Because you think she's a lesbian, you are going to change your vote for murder.
Why should I do that? The girl is sick in the head. Everybody here says that, except for her. Well, you do all agree, don't you?
You are giving me a sore head. I wouldn't bank on any of us agreeing at this point.
Please. Can we have some calm? It serves no one to behave like this.
I'd like to interject. It seems that all of you are missing one vital point. Yes, the girl may think that she is this or that, but isn't that like everything else about her? She doesn't know what she is, who she is, or how or why she's in court, or where it has led her. Throughout the trial, I felt she was off in some fantasy land. In her head, she's Cinderella. She believes that Prince Charming is going to rescue her.
What? Like her defense attorney? He's been absolutely appalling, an absolute disgrace. And if it was up to me, he would have been gone day one. If our Prince Charming was there, we'd all be sat here right now acquitting her on grounds of self-defense.
Contrary. I think the prosecution haven't done their job properly. They bring a murder charge but leave us all confused because they presented their evidence badly.
You mean you're confused?
Prosecution should have never pursued a murder charge. It's obvious to us all, right? The girl's got a myriad of mental health issues. Did you hear her on the stand? Because I barely could. So quiet and subdued. Could barely make out a word.
And did you see how her hand shook? I mean, can you really imagine her holding that knife? She'd probably make little prods like this, trying to kill him.
She was 2 inches taller than him. The fatal wound would have taken considerable force to break a rib and puncture his pulmonary artery.
But he was attacking her, coming onto the knife rather than her pushing it into him.
Maybe.
Look, we've gone round the table and you're still the only one holding out. Maybe it's time we heard your argument.
I'm happy to. But we haven't heard from you yet.
I don't want to come across as if I'm leading the debate.
Oh, believe me, you're not.
Hey, give it a rest.
I'm worried the prosecutor was steamrolling the jury with his character assassination of the girl. I didn't like the way he came up to us. You could smell his deodorant. When her mother spoke about her, and then the doctors and the psychiatrist, I felt sorry for her. She's had a rough time since she thought she'd found her father. The inconclusive DNA test was the tragedy that sparked her instability. On probability, she deserves the benefit of the doubt.
When I was younger, I had a family member that was in prison, and I saw what it did to her. She died in prison.
She's already been locked up for 6 months. With her history, she'll kill herself if she's sent down for life.
That's why we have to take the time to discuss the facts. I know emotion plays a big part in our daily decision-making, but It's our duty to get it right.
Okay, lady, I want to know why you know something that we don't.
It's all too easy to say the girl's crazy when in fact I think she's a real danger to others.
Her mother said she didn't have a violent bone in her body.
I'll take on board the mother's opinion. But despite defence witnesses saying that the girl wouldn't harm a soul, she has a history of violence.
To herself.
I think the facts suggest otherwise. On page 15, for example, that time she smashed a friend's window with her fist. She admits she was drunk, but can't remember doing it.
Right. Well, in that instance, she does provide an explanation.
She had a pregnancy test and it was positive. She was very angry about that.
Did you believe her when she said she'd never had sex?
It's a bit of a stretch. But I gave her leeway. She was 15 at the time, and then the doctor was male.
Her doctor's record showed that he gave her misoprostol to end the pregnancy.
Problem solved that time. There's the pattern of behaviour. Drunk, violent, can't remember a thing the following day.
We all deal with the consequences of our mistakes. Make amends.
What about the incident with the 14-year-old and the 22-year-old drug dealer?
Oh, come on. She was protecting her. She knew the girl. She felt she was being pimped.
Again, she had been drinking. She pinned him up against a wall, scared the daylights out of him. He ran off. She chased after him.
She didn't catch him.
Yeah, and she apologised to him the next day. Bought him a pint. Come on, we all get a bit crazy when we had a drink.
You said it. We all get crazy. But we don't necessarily become violent.
She admitted that drink brings out strong emotions in her.
Maybe we can forgive her for being a violent drunk. But she'd learned something. Not remembering what she had done and apologising for her behaviour solved the problem. The girl wants to be famous. That's what she told us. Go from rags to riches in a Cinderella kind of way. But the reality is starkly different. She leaves school with minimal qualifications, took up a performing arts course at college, but had to drop out because of punching a female student.
She'd been picked on.
She wasn't drunk. It suggests she's violent, with or without alcohol.
Oh, come on. She only punched her in the shoulder.
It was enough to get her thrown out of college. She took up waitressing full-time, got into a relationship with the landlady's son. At college, she learned how to high kick at dance classes. During an argument with the new boyfriend, she high kicked him. There was no mention of her being drunk.
We weren't told the kick landed.
A high kick can have 20 times more force than a punch.
Where'd you get that statistic from, pal?
I studied cage fighting.
Study. People know never ceases to amaze me. Hey, tell you what, give me a tip. I'll throw a 10 at one of them fights.
So, you like watching two men kick the hell out of each other?
Girls, women do it too.
Not me.
Me neither.
All right, we're mixing the cappuccinos with the mochas here. Can we get back to discussing the case?
Yeah, right.
I'm fed up with all this hypothetical stuff from Miss... what's your name?
Number 8.
Oh, don't be like that.
That's right. Let's remain civil with each other. We are all voters, after all.
I don't think we should be getting too personal here.
Just trying to be friendly, asking her name.
I'm not here to make friends. I am more than happy to be a number.
Can we just get on with this? I'm old and this chair is killing my back.
Can we ask the usher to bring in the 2 knives?
What do we need to do that for?
To find out why she chose the knife she used to kill him.
Have they cleaned the knife? I can't stand the sight of blood.
You should work in hospital. It will get you over that in a day.
Yeah? I'm not really into cleaning up blood all day, thank you. I cut men's beards with electric razors. And if I nick them, it sends me to pieces.
God, the conversations some women have.
Well, at least I have them, unlike huffing and puffing like a steam train.
You wouldn't know a steam train from a kettle.
Can I interject here?
What are you, some kind of mastermind with your pearls of wisdom? What are you, a preacher?
College lecturer.
Oh, that's dandy. Someone else living off the taxpayer.
Would you prefer that people of your ilk remain ignorant?
Now, what's that supposed to mean? You having a go at me? Why didn't this arse exercise his right to be excused jury duty, eh?
Break it up, will you?
I'm sorry, it's the heat. I've just recovered from a long illness. I'm on sabbatical. I thought this would be an easy few days. It is all very stressful.
Do you need to excuse yourself from the jury?
No, I'm fine. Let's carry on.
You are going to say something.
I've gone off the boil. I may pick up some steam later.
Okay, look, we've wasted enough time on all of this, all right? Nancy Drew over here has got a bee in her bonnet about the girl being in love with the dead guy's girlfriend. I mean, I don't know what that's got to do with the knives.
Shot? I think we should consider why she picked this one to stab him in the back.
Exactly. I have a knife like that in my kitchen.
Oh yeah? Which one?
The little one. Oh, I've got the whole set in all different sizes.
All right, since we've broken the seal. Can I have a look at that one? Yeah, I've got one like this.
Where'd you keep it?
In the drawer. Unless I want to cut meat or fish.
What are you, some big game hunter?
Yeah? Yeah, no, I like to hunt and fish. Got one like this. Reminds me it needs sharpening.
Mm-hmm. And what about the one in your hand?
This?
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's a killer. Nah.
We were told that this knife was the one that was used to kill the boyfriend. When police arrived at the scene, the girl was sitting on the floor, stabbing herself with this knife. The police report says there were a number of knives on the kitchen countertop she could have chosen. So why did she deliberately pick this big knife to attack the boyfriend instead of this smaller one?
I mean, if I was being threatened, I'd find the biggest knife I could find.
Yes, but why this
Oh,
knife?
no.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry. I mean, surely when she picked it up, she knew she could do serious harm with it.
The bigger the knife, the bigger the deterrent.
But that piddly little knife would have just been a joke.
I don't seem to be convincing any of you of the girl's real intent. I'll make a concession. Take a secret ballot. If you still agree on manslaughter, then I'll throw in my vote with you. Make it unanimous.
Thank you.
Great. I've got a date tonight. If a mate, she'll think I'm not interested.
That is a moronic statement.
Just because you're an old man doesn't mean I have to give up on the opposite sex.
Well, maybe if you weren't so desperate, you'd have a wife by now.
Would you go out with him?
I decline to answer that.
Well, I wouldn't go either.
Hey, that's sexist. Can you pull them up on that?
Go ask the judge.
You asked for that, buddy.
Wise guys.
You know, to my mind, the girlfriend did the girl no favours when she testified.
Well, it's always possible she lied about the fight that night.
Highly probable she did, in order to save herself from being incriminated.
Oh, here we go again. Anterior motive theory. There's nothing to justify that. It's just your wild imagination.
You're right. It's more of a hunch, rather than something I can satisfy myself that is beyond reasonable doubt.
Well, that's what we'll be voting on, that the girl was not intent on murder.
Okay, how are we going to do this?
I have some voting slips. You hand them out. Manslaughter or murder? I'm assuming you all know how to spell manslaughter?
I know how to spell. I had a good education at my state school before mass immigration sent it all downhill. She might have a problem. She's a foreigner.
Kdo si kurva myslí, že seš? I'm a British citizen. I came to this country with a degree in psychology. Instead, I had to become a nurse as no one else wants to. I love this country. So you leave me alone.
Keep your opinions to yourself, you cantankerous old codger. Your rhetoric is distasteful.
Oh, darn, mister. Look, I am the backbone of this country. Without men like me, this would be a third world hellhole.
Okay, mate, that's it. All right, calm down.
I just believe in calling a spade a spade.
Just give it a rest, yeah?
Let's make it easier. Vote on the murder charge, guilty or not guilty.
There we go. No one gets challenged now on their dyslexia.
Not guilty. 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 Guilty.
This is unbelievable.
Who changed their vote? Was it you?
Don't speak to me like that. It was a secret ballot.
Oh, baloney. We're here to get at the truth, not cover up the rubbish. It was you, wasn't it? Admit it, sunshine. You roll with the wind. You with your liberal morals, your wokeness and all that crap you whinge on about in the trial. You make me sick.
I'm warning you, Grandad. Don't speak to me like that. Do you understand?
Oh, come on. We're all grown-ups here. You listened to her rubbish and you swallowed it. Hook, line and sinker.
It was me. I changed my vote.
That mixed-up kid in there tried to hang herself a few days before that terrible night.
And drown herself.
And if it wasn't for the mother putting her on suicide watch, none of us would be here now, would we?
But we are. Go on. Tell us why you changed your mind.
Well, it seems to me that every time Cinderella...
Can we drop the Cinderella simile, please?
Well, I think it's appropriate. That poor little girl professed that nobody liked her and that she hadn't got a violent bone in her body, except she plunged that bloody big knife into her victim 17 times.
Hold it there. At no time did the prosecution refer to the dead man as a victim.
What was he then? Have you ever seen dead bodies? I have. I used to work for an undertaker. We used to get 5 or 6 corpses in a week. Most of them died of natural causes. Old age, cancer, heart attacks, the usual stuff. Occasionally we got a car accident. The worst I ever had to deal with was a boy who had been stabbed to death. I cried. He was a teenager. Lovely looking lad. I'll never forget his face. He'd been stabbed in the chest 3 times. He was a victim. What do you call somebody who's been stabbed 17 times? Well, if that's not a victim, then God help us.
So you just cannot be serious, yeah? That poor girl, she's the victim. The only reason she's here, or we're here, is because she was provoked.
Who provoked her? Wasn't it the girlfriend shouting, "Help me, help me"?
I wouldn't classify that as provocation. It was a cry for help.
From a woman who had been in an abusive relationship with a man for 4 years. On the night he was killed, she had wanted to get revenge on him for his adultery.
It's taking provocation to the limits.
Perhaps. But think about it. Earlier, she was intent on sleeping with someone else. She could have had the intention of making the boyfriend jealous by bringing the girl back to their flat in order to have sex with her.
Why would he believe that? They had lived together for years. She loved him and they were planning to marry.
He was an irrational man. He had a history of violence against women, hot-headed, undereducated, a small-time wheeler-dealer, a criminal record. The girlfriend had been hanging out with the girl for 1.5 years. The girlfriend had the confidence of the girl, and she found out the underlying nature of her sexuality. She let her boyfriend in on the secret.
Secret what? What secret what? That she liked girls instead of boys?
They could have been grooming her. He was 34, the girlfriend 25. That's a substantial age difference when you're just 17.
The girl had a boyfriend as well.
Excuse me for prying, but judging from what you said earlier, can I assume that you prefer girls? Am I right?
Yes.
Have you ever had boyfriends?
Of course.
And would you say it's more acceptable to have a boyfriend rather than a girlfriend?
In a big city, it doesn't matter so much.
In a small town?
Yeah. People don't like it. They tend to be hostile.
In what way?
I was spat on once. That's why I came to England.
The girl could have had a crush on the girlfriend, and the girlfriend could have used that to wind the boyfriend up.
Where is this going?
I'm just trying to find out what the motive was for the girlfriend and the boyfriend fighting before she called on the girl to help.
Some people don't need a reason to disagree.
I don't think that is true. There is always an underlying disagreement before there is a fight.
What about cage fighting? That's prearranged, right? Then they just go at it.
Yes, but there is always some built-up grudge over time before the fight.
There were 27 separate reports to the police about this pair, screaming and shouting at each other. On one occasion, the girlfriend was even arrested for smashing up a television and the likes.
So the grudge that night could have been the girlfriend's relationship with the girl she'd brought home.
What's going on? Look, we've been over all this before. The girl woke up, went to help, was violently attacked and tried to defend herself. That's her only motive.
I'm wondering about it now.
Oh, so now you want to put in your tuppence worth as well.
What?
You come from another country with an appalling history of democracy, and now you're trying to tell us you've got doubts about your motive. Get off.
All right, that's enough. At present, it's 10-2 majority for manslaughter. We have another hour and more to be unanimous, or we go with the majority verdict. Anyone swayed to change their mind?
I'd like to do police recordings again.
What's the point of that?
What's the point in anything? We need to review the evidence to make sure we're happy with the verdict.
But we've already decided, 10-2.
Well, I'd like to hear it again as well, just so we can all establish the motive, right? We can hear him beating the living crap out of his girlfriend, and that's why Cinderella...
Oh, look, can we please stop with this Cinderella thing? Let's remind ourselves her Prince Charming made her have an abortion.
That explained her rational state of mind at the time.
So she said.
Yeah, and like I've always said, that poor girl, she should have been in a nut house.
All right, let's take a break. Can you set up a playback of the police recording?
Certainly.
And meanwhile, we'd like to have a break.
Are there any smokers here? The yard is to the right, bathrooms are to the left.
You come across as someone who is always right.
Well, I try to be.
That's a terrible burden to carry on your shoulders. As long as it doesn't break your...
I'm gonna come out here for some fresh air.
Me too.
Listen, do you ever need ovens for your kitchen fittings? I made 50 grand on the side last year selling domestic appliances to guys like you. Not bad, eh?
Yeah.
Lost a bit betting, but not as much as I spent on women.
Nah. I don't really do the building stuff myself anymore. I mean, look at me. I've had enough of immigrants who don't want to pay. Put them back in the frightened old colony, that's what I say. You can use your card.
All out. You not got your foot. Ah, yeah. Guy. Look, I sympathise with you, but you should tone it down in there. Young folks don't want to hear how bad things are compared to the good old days.
Well, they are bad. They should listen.
Yeah, but not the immigrant stuff. My grandparents were immigrants. Irish.
Yeah. Back in the day, everybody knew what British was. Nowadays, you can be anything but British. This used to be a great country when I was young.
Still is, Grandad.
Gents.
Hey, that was nice there. You got some power from the hip. Show me that again.
I think he's had enough.
That's what I want to do to number 10. I swear, I feel like killing that racist one.
He has a way of getting under your skin. Try to rise above it.
I know, but he's just a, like, weak little man clinging onto colonial British Empire or something. Pip, stiff upper lip, old boy.
I call it the superiority disease. It's just as bad in America.
Well, the global majority won't stand for it much longer. They'll have their day.
Are we ready to start?
I'd give it a few minutes. The old girl is still in the bathroom.
I think I'll kill myself if I get that old.
You'll find that life will do that for you.
Oh, apologies all. I didn't think everyone would be back this soon.
Police emergency. My boyfriend's beating up my friend. Friend is male. And she's female. Shut up. I'm sick of you calling the police. What's the address? 4 Welsh Court. Whose flat is it? It's his flat. They're fighting in the hallway. Are you in a different room? I'm out in the corridor. They've come out of the flat. Come on, stop it. Caller, what's happening? You stopped. It's gone quiet. Where is the female now? Don't punch me! I'm on the phone to the police! Don't punch me! I've just got a smacking. No, put that down. She's got a knife. She's got a knife. She's got a knife. Who's got a knife? Stabbing him. She's stabbing him. She's stabbing him. She's stabbing him. Oh my God, she's stabbing him. Stop it. Caller, what's happening? Caller, talk to me. Hello, what's happening? Are you okay? He didn't deserve that. We can sort this out together.
That's the end of the recording. Would you like to hear it again? Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry I made you all listen to that. But it's helped me see things from a different point of view.
You've changed your mind.
I have doubts. So when she said, let's sort this out together, she stated repeatedly in her evidence that she doesn't remember what happened before that.
Maybe she did intend to cause the boyfriend serious harm.
Oh, come on, guys. Look, we can sort this out. It's something that you say to somebody when they're hysterical and you want to shut them up.
Or the girl was assuming the girlfriend would back her up in her story of self-defense.
I don't buy that. You don't go stabbing somebody in a frenzy and then be that calculating.
Maybe some people do. Switch on and off like light bulbs. 1 second dark, the next second full of light.
You're taking this too far. The girlfriend started the argument. It got out of hand, and the boyfriend took it out on both of them. The kid was unstable, didn't know when to stop. But rightfully, she feels the girlfriend shares the blame for what happened.
I agree. The girlfriend is just as culpable. For a 25-year-old, her domestic violence record is long. However, I don't think she's an accessory. It was the girl who did the stabbing.
See, in my mind, the girlfriend was involved in everything that happened that night. From getting the girl drunk, to coming between her and the boyfriend. She used her for bait. And now she's concocted her narrative, yeah? She's painted herself as the innocent victim. And Cinder's, well, she's just a violent sociopath. It just doesn't sit well with me.
Maybe the girl is a danger to herself. But there is enough evidence that she's also a danger to others. I think she may have known exactly what she was doing. She got away with violent outbursts before without any consequences. In her mind, why would this time be any different?
Anyone else?
think I want to change my verdict to murder.
You see? He just goes with the flow. Get a life, you loser!
I've had enough of you right now! I'm gonna kill you! I've been pushing my buttons all day!
Is everything all right?
We're fine. It's the heat. We only need 9 jurors to deliver a verdict. Any more, and I'll have you both excused. Now sit. Time's ticking. We're going to have another vote. I think a show of hands is the quickest way. All those for not guilty. Six. Guilty? 6 to 6. You lot are not making my life easy.
That's because there's still reasonable doubt.
Why have you got any money on murder? You started out at 11 to 1 against. You had these suckers down at evens. I don't get it. What kind of gambler are you?
I like to put my money down when I see injustice. I'm not 100% sure it's murder, but wouldn't it be an injustice if it was, and we let her off?
You want your pound of flesh?
I'd rather turn the other cheek, but I think we haven't covered all the facts.
Well, what happened to innocent until proven guilty?
That's what I want to do. I'd like to go over events on the night, from the girl going out all the way up to coming into the flat.
All right. Anyone want to do that for us?
I'll do it. I'll try not to skew it in favor of one way or another. So, the girl arranges to meet the girlfriend at the hairdresser shop where she works. They have some wine, some confusion about how much, but enough to get tipsy. They take a bus to a fancy bar in town, drink more booze, then get a taxi back. The taxi driver said the girl fell asleep as she was drunk. How's my driving?
Still on the straight and narrow.
Okay, this is where the stories vary. The girl says she wanted to go home, but the girlfriend insisted they go to another pub where her boyfriend was drinking. The girlfriend was barred from that pub. So, the girl goes inside to tell the boyfriend that his girlfriend is waiting outside. Instead of going outside, the boyfriend buys the girl another drink. Okay so far? The girl goes outside and tells the girlfriend that her boyfriend doesn't want to speak to her. The girlfriend tells the girl to go back inside and tell the boyfriend that she knows that he is having an affair with the bar manager. The boyfriend buys the girl another drink, and the next thing she remembers is waking up on the bed in the flat with the girlfriend screaming for help.
Yes, but between leaving the pub and getting to the flat, they went to a kebab shop.
And got into a taxi.
Yes, I left that bit out as I thought I was telling the story from the girl's point of view.
Okay.
The CCTV footage in the kebab shop shows the girl lying on the floor. The police doctor noted that there was a wound on the back of her head.
He assumed that was from the boyfriend bouncing her head on the floor of the flat corridor.
Yeah, but forensics found traces of her blood in the kebab shop. She must have passed out and hit her head.
Was the drink in the pub spiked? I mean, I've had that happen to me.
The girl said it may have been. But by who? The toxicology report stated that she was 5 times over the drink driving limit when she arrived at the police station. But there were no traces of any drugs in her system.
The coppers will do you for having half a pint these days. You Can't have any fun anymore.
Where is all this leading us? I'm tired of asking the same question. All you seem to be proving to me is that the girl was out of her head and a total zombie. The boyfriend was swinging her around by the ponytail.
All right, but the point is, we can see that the girl was being used as a pawn between the warring couple. She could have gone home at any time, but she chose to act as the go-between. At no time did she patch up the relationship. She just seemed to make it worse.
Suppose you're right, that the girl was trying to break the couple up. What difference does it make in the end?
She was so drunk, she passed out in the kebab shop.
She said she wasn't drunk.
The toxicology report proves she was lying. Why lie about being drunk?
The kebab shop owner said he heard fighting outside his shop, but he couldn't say who was fighting with who.
But the girlfriend never mentioned that when she was questioned.
Let's focus on the girlfriend. She was feeling jealous, feeling neglected. As we heard, she wanted to sleep with someone else. She turns up late at the pub, run by the woman her boyfriend is having an affair with. She uses the girl as bait. The boyfriend, after a few drinks with the girl, leaves with her and goes with the girlfriend to the kebab shop where they argue.
They were probably arguing about the bar manager.
Maybe. What if they were arguing about the girl who's now lying passed out on the floor of the kebab shop?
Scantily dressed, more like. I'm a hairdresser. They come in, I do their hair, they go on the town for the pool. You don't wear it very much.
The girlfriend's plan to make the boyfriend jealous had backfired. He is now interested in sleeping with the girl.
This story has more twists and turns than a soap opera, and it is mere conjecture.
No, I think there is some logic to it. Sexual boundaries can become very mixed if you are bisexual.
She hasn't admitted to being bisexual.
I told you. She doesn't know what she is.
That may have a bearing on the events that night. It's possible the girlfriend is bisexual. She could have been grooming the girl.
This is doing my head in. Is the girl straight, lesbian, or bisexual? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me?
It's not something we can go back to the defence and clarify. You have to make up your own minds. We've been led to believe she's all those things.
I think the girl probably confused the couple as well. They couldn't work out what she was, but ultimately, one of them was going to take advantage of her. She was going into the lion's den.
This really saddens me. In this day and age, these youngsters are exposed to a world of abuse online, offline, in their neighborhoods, and nothing's really done about it.
There's nothing new about teenagers getting pregnant. Huh? We need more of them to do it. The white population has dwindled. Us baby boomers are the last of the old England.
Guys, sorry. I'd really like to see the layout of the flat again.
Why?
That recording, mate, it's really bothering me.
Thank you. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry, do you mind? Thank you so much. Right. Could we see the communal corridor, please, Usher? Right, now this is the communal corridor. That's the boyfriend and girlfriend's flat, and that's their neighbour's flat. Now, the lights in the communal corridor were not working. In fact, the girlfriend testified that it was pitch black. But there would have been light from the open door of the neighbour's flat.
She certainly testified it was pitch black.
Well, on the recording, you couldn't tell what light there was.
Well, could we see the exterior, please, Usher? Right. Now, this is the bedroom window. This is the living room window, and this is the kitchen window. Light would have filtered through the door area windows here, coming from the street lamp here. Also, there would have been a shaft of light from the kitchen window into the communal corridor. So it wouldn't have been pitch black. Far from it.
So why did she testify as pitch black in the corridor?
To cover her story that she couldn't see what was in the boyfriend's hand. Remember, much of her plea of self-defense rests upon her stating that the boyfriend came at her with a knife. And that's why she stabbed him.
Yeah, but that's not what she said. She said it was pitch dark and he had something in his hand.
But it wasn't pitch dark, was it?
Could we have a look at the bedroom, please? The girl said she woke up when she heard screaming. What time would that have been?
They were in the kebab shop at 12:30.
Home by taxi at 1:10, laid her down on their bed.
Could we see some other images of the interior of the flat, the living room, kitchen? So at 2:20, they would have been back at the flat for around an hour and 10 minutes. So what happened during those 70 minutes?
We don't know.
The couple had clearly been up to something.
It's a one-bedroom flat.
She would have been very vulnerable, and she was wearing a very short skirt. Maybe they... Well, you know what I mean.
Prosecution failed to ask those questions. They jumped straight from the taxi to the girl waking up in the dark.
She said she woke up, but then she also thought that she'd never actually been asleep. Her head was pounding and she felt drowsy. Maybe that was from the bash on her head.
Most likely the alcohol.
We don't know. She said, I saw him attacking her and it all looked really, really dark.
Yeah, there's a lot we don't know.
Could we have a look at the general layout of the flat, please? What we do know, that the couple started arguing in the hallway. Excuse me. Hallway here, bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, living room, front door, corridor, and the neighbour's flat. The girl heard the cry for help, got up, jumped on the boyfriend's back. We can assume that the girlfriend ran out of the front door and into the corridor. The boyfriend and the girl continue to fight. They punch and kick each other.
She said he was strangling her and that she was underneath him.
He may have actually just been restraining her.
Yeah, holding her down, to calm her down.
From this point, she remembers nothing. We can surmise that he dragged her out the front door into the corridor by her hair and started swinging her around and bouncing her off the walls by her ponytail. The girl shouts to the girlfriend to call the police, and thereafter we hear the recording. Does anything seem odd to you?
When did the girlfriend find the time to have her phone in her hand? Can we see the living room, please?
Normally, when you go home, you put your phone on charge or at least place it down somewhere. The defense missed that question. So we're left guessing.
We've been left guessing far too much.
The last thing the girlfriend remembers is the boyfriend coming at her, the sound of her own screams, and that there's something in his hand.
But she doesn't know what. I mean, that's a very weak case for self-defense. The girl and the neighbour didn't see anything in his hand.
And that takes us up to the 999 call. We've all heard the recording. So jumping ahead to when the police arrive at the scene, could we see the image of the kitchen, please? The first PC on the scene finds the girl slumped in the kitchen, stabbing herself in the back with the little knife. He knows her. She recognises him. He puts his arm around her and listens to what she has to say.
That's unconventional policing, if you ask me.
Small community, people grow up together.
Well,
Let's put that aside. What does she tell him?
I stabbed him. He tried to kill me. Then she said, I thought he would kill me. I was so scared. I had to help my friend. There were intermittent statements. He was going to kill her. I stabbed him. He held me down by my throat. I thought he would kill me. I'm a good person. I had to help her, but it's the last time.
It certainly is. Go on.
He was hitting her, so I went and got a knife. I came back and stabbed him. It was uncontrollable. I just kept stabbing him.
That statement contradicts her testimony that she remembers nothing from being swung by her hair and until the police arrived.
Could we just go back to before the stabbing? Could we see the exterior, please, Usher? Now, the girlfriend said that the boyfriend had his hand on the outside door. He was just leaving. But none of the neighbours could confirm that. So maybe he was waiting for the girl to come out so he could beat her up some more.
Look, I don't think we can trust the girlfriend's evidence. I mean, she can't even look after her own child. The father of her child lives with her parents. I mean, if that doesn't tell you something about the girl, nothing will.
That's typical. Somebody makes a mistake and for the rest of their life they're cancelled by the wokies. Makes me sick.
Listen, I know her type.
Oh, you know her type, do you?
Yeah.
And what about her? Do you know her type?
She's all right.
Yeah. Well, not to me, she isn't.
You know my type?
Yeah, I sure do. You're the righteous daughter of some rich tosser who went to private school so you could lord it over the rest of us. Look, I've listened to all of this stuff. She said this, she said that. Now that is what crazy people do. That is what crazy people say. Oh, this jury is a complete farce. We wasted enough time. Why don't we just tell the judge that we're a hung jury and call it a mistrial?
All right. That's enough. We only have a little bit of time before we have to turn in a verdict. Why don't we give it another go? Let's have another show of hands. Let's start with guilty. Not guilty? Are you not going to vote?
To hell with it, I'm voting guilty.
You turncoat.
I don't want to be here any longer. Have we reached the majority verdict yet?
No, it's not enough. We're 9-3.
Great.
You can't decide guilty without a reason.
I don't need to give a reason.
I think you owe us a reason.
All right, I'm supposed to be meeting a blonde at 5:30. I think she's...
Oh,
hey!
So you're going to meet this blonde and say that you're on time because you've sent a 17-year-old girl to prison for life?
That's unfair.
Come on. You need a better reason than that.
Okay. I think she meant it. No one stabs someone 17 times unless they think they're going to kill him. I mean, you can cut off an arm, cut off a leg, that's maiming. But 17 times to the upper body? No, I'm sorry. In my opinion, you got one thing on your mind.
Right. Well, let's all listen to the expert on murder, shall we? What do you know about killing? Eh? Ever been in the army? Nah, they wouldn't have you. You ain't got it. You don't just decide to kill somebody because you don't like them. You have to do it out of necessity. That's what the girl did. It was him or her. All right, the girlfriend was a liar. The girl herself is mentally insane. But all the violence points to self-defense. She really was afraid that awful man was going to kill her. Ah, it was black. Well, half and half maybe, we'll probably never find out. They can be animals.
You really are a nasty piece of work. You're a complete racist.
Don't you try to shut me down. I am going to speak, and you're all going to listen. There's too many people in this country pointing to people like me saying, oh, move over, you've had your time. Well, I'm not done, and I still say she did it out of self-defense.
You need to back off. All that racist stuff is not helping.
Do you feel the same way?
I don't know how I feel, but what I do know is that ever since we stepped into this room, you have been trying to get us round to your point of view. Well, I don't agree with your point of view. I was in that courtroom and I saw my daughter up there. Yeah, I'm estranged from her, but I still love her. And if she was up there for defending herself, then would I want to put her in jail for life? That scumbag is dead, but that girl needs a chance at life, which you don't want to give her.
How about you?
Well, I can see both sides. But if there is doubt, it is our duty to acquit, rather than risk sending an innocent person to jail for life. There's been too many cases of wrongful conviction. I'm afraid sometimes the law is an ass. It gets it wrong. And it means that we, the jury, have got it wrong. I mean, we've been tossing and turning over this evidence like we're having a bad night's sleep. We had a verdict within minutes of coming in here. Now we've got nothing. Now, I'm not saying that that is wrong. I just wish to God that we could decide on something. To me, this whole case rides on 2 points. Did the girl genuinely suffer memory loss? And did she stab him, intending to kill him? And on both of those points, I'm still not satisfied.
Well, we're a democracy still, and we have some time left. So why don't we look at the girl's memory loss?
Let's just remind ourselves, the judge said the girl doesn't have to prove that she's innocent if her defence is diminished responsibility.
Is there any reason to think that the girl inherited some sort of physical condition?
Well, nothing was ever mentioned.
She has mental health difficulties. However, she clearly retains the capacity to form intent in more general actions, like defending herself. She was doing that on the stand.
Yeah, but her defence counsel was leading her.
I thought that was not allowed in British courts. She seemed quite capable of answering difficult questions, except when she professed to have memory loss. As a nurse, I wouldn't classify her mentally retarded or incapacitated by inherent illness or injury.
She was diagnosed with impaired mental responsibility.
Perhaps, but surely on the balance of probabilities. No one has suggested that her emotionally unstable personality disorder, borderline type, arises from a condition of arrested or retarded development of mind.
Well, what a lot of big words. The poor girl had just had an abortion. Her mind was like a washing machine, all jumbled up, mixed up.
Okay, but her disorder at the time did not account for all the symptoms that she had. Drink needs to be taken into account. It contributes to any mental abnormality. Under the laws of this country, it's not a defense. Drunken intent is still an intent. And in this case, the intent was murder.
No. Look, the things the man did to her made her suddenly and temporarily lose self-control. We don't know what he was calling her, what he was saying to her. He might have been calling those all sorts of names that degrade women. Well, that would have been more provocation, wouldn't it?
Sticks and stones, you say? You insult people on an almost constant basis. Has anyone stabbed you with a knife? Just so.
Anyone like to add to this?
Yes.
Of course you will.
I don't think that the girl has established that her responsibility was diminished. Her defense team tried to get her to say that she was mentally unstable and that she shouldn't be in a psychiatric facility. But she didn't play ball with that narrative.
Well, I didn't get that feeling.
Well, then why did she always have an excuse for her actions rather than admitting to herself she's crazy?
Oh, come on.
Perhaps because she's not crazy, but very clever at evading responsibility for her actions.
All righty. Let's consider the stabbing itself. It's not clear. Let's reenact it.
May I?
Let's go through it.
We're going to need someone to be the girl. Any volunteers?
I'll do that.
And the girlfriend?
She's the youngest.
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you. And the boyfriend? Anyone? Number 3, would you like to take that on?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll show you what that boyfriend was like.
Thank you.
That'll help him see things from our point of view.
I'll be the neighbour, if you like.
Oh, that would be really helpful.
And, this could be her front door.
Neighbour's front door. Boyfriend's front door? Yeah. Well, this could be the exit door.
We'll need someone to be the 999 operator.
Yeah. Police emergency.
Help! My boyfriend is beating up my friend.
The friend is male.
Female.
Oh, shut up. I'm sick of you calling the police.
What's the address?
4 Welsh Court.
Whose flat is it?
It's his flat. They're fighting in the hallway.
Are you in a different room?
I'm in the corridor. They've come out of flat.
Oh, come on. Stop it.
George, what's happening?
He stopped. They've gone quiet.
Where is the female now?
No! Don't punch me! I want to fight the police! Don't punch me! He's just given me a smacking! No! Press it down! She's got a knife! She's got a knife! Still!
Who's got a knife?
4, 5, 6. She's starting! Oh my God! She's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14,
Go on.
He didn't deserve that. We will work it out together. Oh, don't know. Didn't like that.
You still think she didn't know what she was doing?
No. She definitely knew what she was doing.
We have a majority verdict.
No, this is not right. I feel used. I need to wash my hands.
So, what do you make of that lot? They're railroading us.
Look, I am trying to keep my emotions not very well out of this.
It was a low trick making you the black guy.
What are you getting at?
Look, they're all nuts. That couple was trying to pimp that girl. It's as plain as day.
I'm not so sure.
Of course it is. They were going to have her on the game. They took her back to the flat to break her in.
I'm sorry, pal. I don't think that was the case. I agree with you. She's a mixed-up kid who got in over her head. But I draw the line at all that other stuff they're trying to make up.
Yeah, right.
Before we start, I want to say something that hasn't come up. Now, I'm just a bus driver. Some of you others probably have really great jobs. And the young ones, a really bright future. Now, what happens to that girl means something to me. Okay, yeah, she might not be perfect. 17 stab wounds and all. But I watched her in that courtroom, and I came to the conclusion that she has a good heart. Now, I know we all want to do everything right by the law, but sometimes we have to think outside the law and dispense justice that makes sense. It makes no sense at all putting this girl away for life. None at all. She got mixed up in a domestic argument that she wasn't old enough to stay out of. And who's to blame for that? Us. For bringing up kids in this country with no guidance. She didn't know what she was doing in there. Any more than we know what we are doing here. Anyway, that is all I wanted to say. But this kid needs a chance. And I am begging you to give it to her.
You're right.
For goodness sake, this is a circus. I thought we were getting out of here.
We've got a few minutes to settle this, or we've wasted the court's time. Are you sure you've changed your mind?
Not guilty for murder.
Oh, that'd be a good thing, the way things are going.
Isn't it better we decide among us and recommend the minimum time served for murder?
Why are you so determined to make this a murder rap?
She might do it again. It's obvious to me that she still doesn't believe that she's committed murder.
She knew exactly what she was doing when she came out of the flat holding that knife.
Can't you see they're right?
You want us to go over everything again?
We've been through everything, and I'm not convinced.
You still think she's innocent?
No, not in the least. But look who she befriended. A liar who abandoned her child with her parents and her ex to take up with a lowlife from the wrong side of the tracks who beat up women and spread his seed wherever he could.
You don't know that.
Don't I? Oh, I know this sort of man. They're only interested in smoking drugs and sleeping with as many women as they can tear the pants off. They never have proper jobs. They're always living on the earnings of their latest conquest. And what brought them here? Weak government legislation that opened the floodgates to turn this country into a colony of Africa. What hope is there for our society if our values are being eroded by wokeism and immoral liberalism, eh? They're just animals, out for themselves. They don't care about the children they father and abandon. They don't care about anything. Why are you turning your backs to me? Why aren't you listening? That man she killed deserved to be killed. She was saving Britain from a future that offers nothing. Oh.
The country's changed. You have to accept that. Will you vote for murder now?
I'll switch back to murder if you recommend a minimum sentence. Not because of what he said, because I think the girl, she's a danger to others.
There is nothing to say that she won't kill again if she's provoked.
It's better she receives treatment.
This is a young girl's life here. She'll not get treatment in prison. That's not the purpose of prison. Rehabilitation. Forget it.
Is it better that the girl goes to prison thinking that she is innocent?
Better than what? Spending your whole life with the stigma of being a murderer.
Isn't she a murderer? I don't expect an ordinary 17-year-old girl to do what she did. She intended to kill the boyfriend.
She wasn't fighting him off when she did it.
She cold-heartedly stabbed him repeatedly with that knife.
Yeah, well, you got me to be your stooge for that, didn't you?
And how did it feel when she came up behind you and pretended to stab you in the back 6 times?
All right, you want the truth? Yeah, it felt weird. And I didn't know what was happening until I heard the girlfriend scream.
Did you not hear her shout, "She's got a knife"?
Yeah, of course I did. But I thought she was talking to the cops, whatever. All I wanted to do was get out of there.
Why?
Because the Rosses were coming and I got previous. Thought they might lock me up for the night.
The police report said you had a bag of cannabis in your pocket.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe I was worried about being done for possession.
You mean the boyfriend?
Look, what's a bit of cannabis anyway? It's just recreational, just against the law is all. Can we stop all this? You, me. I'm not the victim.
So you agree? The boyfriend was the victim, not the girl.
You have twisted everything. I came into this courtroom 2 hours ago with a clear head and a clear conscience. And now I'm made to feel like the bad guy because I don't see things clearly like Madam here. Well, I see it all. Just like he did before you broke him. Okay, I don't agree with his take on foreigners. Live and let live is what I say. But someone's got to stand up to the likes of you, or we'll all end up yes-men like him.
I have a right to change my mind. Why are you attacking me?
Because you asked for it, pal. You got no balls. Well, I've got balls, and I say, go to hell, the lot of you. I am not sending that girl down for life. And I'll tell you why. Because like him, I believe in this country. I believe everybody has a chance to change, to better themselves. No matter what crap is thrown at them. That girl, she had nothing going for her. All that she has been through. And she is not even 18. Give her the benefit of the doubt. For God's sake. I have got a daughter, her age, that I never see. And I think about her every single hour of my life. What does she do this morning? What did she do last night? What is she doing now? I see that kid in the courtroom and I see her, my own daughter, up there, abandoned by me, killing that son of a bitch because I wasn't there for her. Well, she had no one there for her. Are we to punish her for the sins of the father? She is a lost, neglected child. That is the tragedy of all of this. Everything we have heard from her has been a cry for help. Pregnant and self-harming at 15. Suicidal and violent at 16. Abortion and murder at 70. It's heartbreaking.
We are here to do the right thing, not the wrong thing. By telling her that she's defending herself and that her violence was caused by diminished responsibility. That's not the truth.
Murder. All right, it was murder. But God help us all.
We have a unanimous verdict.
Mm-hmm.